Hello friends, it is Stasia and welcome back to my channel for a new reading vlog. Okay, so today is a bit of a different concept. I seen Gabby Reads do something like this, so I wanted to try it but make it a little bit more specific. And it's basically reading and vlogging until I find a 5-star read. But I'm going to kind of narrow my choices and only do my book of the month books so that I can get through that backlist. So I have quite a few book of the month books. Some of them I do think have real potential to be a 5-star. So I'm just gonna take you guys over to that shelf really quick so that we can see what are the options, and then I'll tell you guys a bit more about what I plan on doing with this vlog afterwards. So this is all the side of the books that are unread. So I have the Book of Cold Cases, The Lies I Tell, The 2 Lives of Lydia Bird, The Ex-Hex, The Reunion, A History of Wild Places, You're Invited, The Paris Apartment, The Collective, A Good Marriage, Not That I Could Tell, Love on the Brain, and Not a Happy Family. Apart from these, I have 3 more, which I'll show you right now. So this is my reading cart and my like 12 and 12 picks that I still need to read. And a part of that, I have 3 more book of the months down here, which is Dating Dr. Dill, Razorblade Tears, and Love and Other Disasters. So those are the options. All right, instead of just going to the shelf and picking a book, I found this website and it's called tbr.heyreader.me, and it's basically like a wheel of random prompts. Obviously I can't see what the prompts say, so we're gonna spin the wheel and then we're gonna try to match a book to the prompt if it gives me like a prompt that I'm able to do. So the first prompt we have is a book with a map. So give me a second and I'm gonna go see if any of the books on my shelf have a map, and we will go from there. Okay, so I looked through all 16 books and none of them had a map. So we're gonna spin one more time, and if I can't fit a prompt, then I'm going to try a different method to randomly pick the book. So this one says a yellow cover. I think I can do that. All right, so I don't have any books that are like primarily yellow, but I have these 3 books that have yellow on the cover, which is The Ex-Hex, Not a Happy Family, and You're Invited. Of the 3, I think You're Invited has the most yellow, so we're gonna go ahead and go with this for our first pick. If I'm being honest, this has potential to be a 5-star read. I've heard this compared to the guest list, which I gave 3 stars, so we'll see if this one has done it any better. But basically, your ex-boyfriend is marrying your childhood best friend, and the only thing worse than that is you getting accused of her murder. So, wedding, murder, deserted island, childhood drama, ex-boyfriend, and I'm here for it. So, I'm gonna get reading on this, and I will update you guys when I'm 50% of the way in. It's only about 375 pages, so it shouldn't take me too long. I might look at some reviews and see if the audiobook is well done, and if so, then I could probably pick up the audiobook. But this is the first book of the vlog. 5-star potential, if we're being honest, so I'll check in with you guys with my update at 50% and see how we're feeling. Hello friends, I am finally back with an update as I am 50% into You're Invited, and I'm actually really enjoying it. So this book follows Amaya. She sees on social media that her ex-best friend is suddenly engaged to her ex-boyfriend that she dated for like years. But her and this ex-best friend had a bit of a falling out, and there's like a whole situation about that. We don't know exactly what happened yet, but I am super excited to continue what is coming about. But this best friend invites Amaya to the wedding, and Amaya's like, obviously I have to go to make sure that it doesn't happen. So Amaya is in Sri Lanka, where she used to live, trying to figure out how to almost stop this wedding. But in the beginning of the book, Kavi, who is the ex-best friend turned fiance for her ex, she is missing and thought to be dead. So it kind of kicks off there. This book is actually really fun because there's also interviews with all of the other characters. So it just like is a little transcript between like the reporter person, whatever they're called, detective, and whatever the character is. And they're like high society sort of people, so there's just so much like petty drama and all of these like he said she said sort of vibes, and I'm really enjoying it, figuring out like what people are saying, how people are perceiving like these certain things that they have just like overheard or seen two people talking. And it's a bit petty, but I'm very, very excited to see how it all resolves. I actually have no clue who might have done it. Based on the beginning chapters, Amaya is definitely the one that people are pointing the finger to because of the big falling out between her and Kavi. But I am enjoying it. It is super enjoyable. Will it be a 5-star? Not entirely sure, but we can figure it out and see. I guess it'll all just depend on the second 50% and how much that sort of like wraps things up and whether or not it's like super shocking. But I am enjoying the drama and the overall like mystery element on who done it or like all of that sort of stuff. So overall I am enjoying it, and yeah, I guess I will check back in hopefully soon. Maybe today. I'm like binging the audiobook, like I'm entranced, so maybe today or tomorrow I'll be able to check in with you guys again with a final update and see if we get a 5-star. If not, then we'll be choosing a new book. So that is that. I hope Amaya didn't do it just so that it's like the plot thickens sort of vibes, but we'll see. The drama's heating up. There's definitely more stories to uncover, more drama from the past, and I'm here for it. So I will check in with you all soon. Hello friends, back for an update because this morning I ended up finishing You're Invited. And it was actually very entertaining. I ended up giving it 4 stars, mainly because by like the 70-75% mark, I had everything figured out. I knew exactly who did it. I knew exactly how it was going to end. So the ending didn't really throw me for a loop. I will say that the most like entertaining part was probably the last like 30 to 20% if you're looking for like a real like thriller vibe, but a lot of this is more so like drama sort of vibe, with like a lot of rumors with like higher class sort of situation. So it was entertaining. I did enjoy it, but it was not a 5-star because I called everything that was coming, so I wasn't like super shook by the ending. So just finished it, ended up giving it 4 stars. So we shall now pick our next book. We're going to go back to the same thing that we had done last time, the little like spinner thing. If that doesn't work, like if it's a prompt that I don't have anything for, then we will figure it out. Okay, so here is the wheel. Let me turn my brightness down a little bit. Here's the wheel. We'll see what our next prompt is, and hopefully we can find another book of the month book that fits this. We'll see. The prompt is this. Significant other pick. Alright. Hold on. I can actually do this one. Alright, so I got my husband and he is going to pick the book. I'm going to show him the options. So the options are only book of the month. So it's any of these books up here or those 3 down there that have like the emblem for book of the month. Choose any, it doesn't matter. So go ahead.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Not a Happy Family.
By Sherry Lapina.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a thriller.
Oh, have fun with that.
Thank you for your assistance. So you just see my husband pick Not a Happy Family. So you guys just seen my husband with his interesting way of picking my next book, but he did pick a book and he picked Not a Happy Family by Shari Lapena. I've not read anything from this author, but she is super popular. So I guess we're going right back into the thriller world. I don't know much about this at all, but it says in this family, everyone is keeping secrets, even the dead. So I am interested to see where this will go, but I guess we're just gonna need to see. This book isn't very long at all. It's 350 pages, so I will check in with you guys again when I am 50% of the way in. Hello friends, back for an update because I'm officially 50% into Not a Happy Family. I'm actually like loving this. Like, I'm so invested and entranced by everything that's happening. So essentially what's happening right now is we follow these people. What are their last names again? It's like Morton or something, I don't know. But anyways, so there is this family. The parents are rich, well off, whatever. So they have a family dinner for Easter. And then a couple days later, the parents are found dead. And obviously, the last people to see them and hang out with them were the like 5 kids. I think there's like 5 of them. Oh, there's 3 of them, but there's also like the spouses. So there's like multiple people to follow. But yeah, so essentially, obviously, all of the children are a suspect and they all have secrets. They're all telling lies to the police, but nobody knows what happened. Nobody knows who did it. Nobody knows the actual motive or anything like that. And I am eating it up. I am so interested in this book. Like, I actually really want to know who did it. And I personally have no idea who did it. Like, they all have motive, some more than others. Obviously, some people are sketchy, but I don't know who did it. And we are 50% in, and I'm definitely interested. Like, I really just want to keep reading it, but I don't have any actual, like, theories. I assume that'll come a bit later. Maybe when, like, 75% mark, I would assume that I would have some theories. But I'm very, like, entranced by this family and their money and the fact that there's a inheritance, a will that was supposed to be changed but was never changed. There's a whole lot of drama. There's a whole lot of stuff going on, and I am loving it. So that is pretty much my update because I definitely want to jump back into this book right now. But I will check back in with you all when I finish this book. And maybe, who knows, maybe we have a 5-star. Hello friends, it is the next day and I'm back with an update because I just finished Not a Happy Family by Shari. The audiobook actually said Lapena, so I'm going to say it that way, Shari Lapena, and I gave it 5 stars. So we're gonna talk about that and then we'll talk about something else afterwards. I gave it 5 stars. I was completely entranced with this entire book. Like, I was on my toes. I was like, what is happening? Everyone has a motive. Everyone's lying. Everyone has secrets. Everyone, like, you just don't know what was happening. And because everyone had a motive and everyone had a reason and everyone was lying, I didn't know who it was, like, literally until the end. It was the very last chapter before the epilogue when things, like, actually, like, solidified, like, hey, this is what happened. And you're just like, there's no way. And then the way that everything wrapped up was actually so satisfying. Even with the epilogue, it had to happen that way. And I was so, like, it was just so satisfying for it to end that way. And I loved it. And I didn't know what was happening the entire time. So I personally did not find it predictable. I loved the family drama. How everyone was turning on each other. How everyone was questioning each other. Like, I I loved that. Like, it was just so good, so well done. The chapters are also so short, so like you're constantly like moving perspectives, but we're following each character. So it's like Catherine is doing this, Jenna is doing this, and all of that stuff. But I loved it. I loved the drama. I will say there was some sort of like incompleteness with one of the characters, only because they mentioned their involvement, I guess, and that they had done something possibly connected to the murder, and they said that, you know, they were gonna have justice and all of this, but they never sought that out, which is fine. You just assume that it did happen based on all the evidence that they had. But yeah, so 5 stars. Really loved it. This is a good one. I really enjoyed it, and it was the first that I read from the author, so I'm very happy that I loved it. Alright, so I guess it only took me 2 books to find a 5-star read, but I still hope that we had a lot of fun here in reading these 2 books. Both were very eventful, so that's very nice. It ended up being 2 thrillers, which I'm fine with. I actually was not expecting for this to be a 5-star because it is my first from the author. I had no idea what to expect, but it did end up being a 5-star. So we basically have gotten where we wanted to be in reading until I found a 5-star read, which only ended up being 2 books, but that's okay. And it got 2 more books off of my book of the month backlist, which is nice. I do, last year I did put out like a few book of the month backlist vlogs, and I might bring that back. I have a few books up there that I think I want to throw into a romance book of the month backlist, because last time I did thrillers. So I will leave my book of the month backlist like playlist above and below if you want to check out the previous ones. But we did what we set out to do. We got a 5-star. It was only 2 books, but that's fine. I guess it's better than like an hour-long 5-book vlog, unless you prefer that, but it's fine. Another book of the month backlist vlog will hopefully come soon, depending on how my reading goes. But we got a 5-star. We also got a 4-star, so we had 2 pretty good books this vlog. With that, the vlog comes to an end. So I hope you had as much fun that I did. I love doing vlogs, especially when they're like randomly picked out. It was so much fun. So I'll definitely do this again, hopefully. Maybe with not just book of the month, but randomly select 3 books from my TBR shelf, or, you know, something like that. But I love random generators for like prompts or numbers or anything like that. So that is all from me for today and this vlog. You can like, comment, and subscribe down below if you'd like. All of my socials and anything mentioned will be linked in the description below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.